Welcome to The Gorgeous Effect. I'm Julie Chanel, and with my co-founder, Cathy Olson, we're about to drop some serious tea on how to create funnels that not only look amazing, but actually convert into customers. It's time to show the world what you've got. Let's do this. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Gorgeous Effect. Today, we're going to talk about the latest internet marketing drama. We are going to go into what happened with the whole Frank Kern and Alex debacle with AI and deepfakes, and are there such a thing, and women in bikinis, and whether or not that's the right move for selling copywriting courses, and all of the drama that unfolded this past week. Oh my goodness. I stepped in it. Definitely. But that's like par for the course for me. I just like dive right in.
Always stepped in. I see it, and then I'm just like that meme with the popcorn. I don't say anything. I just let it absorb over me. And then sometimes I'll ask you, I'm like, oh, what do you think? And then it's funny because I always send you stuff and you're like, I've already seen it. Like, I don't know how you know. It's like someone like sends you a bat signal or something and you know before everyone else. It's like the funniest thing. But
it is funny. I
my
definitely
algorithm seems to be a little slower than yours. Also, I guess you wake up a lot earlier than I do. So
time zone. All right, well let's catch everybody up so that if you don't know what we're talking about, you have context for the discussion. I don't know her last name, or I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Do you know?
Yeah, Cattoni. Alex
Cattoni.
Cattoni. Yeah.
Alex Cattoni. Okay. I know her. We're in like a club together, but anyway, she posted a reel, I think. It was last week sometime, and she was really visibly shaken because a bunch of people had sent her private messages saying, "Hey, Frank Kern is using your likeness on an ad." And so she showed a picture of herself, obviously, and then pictures of the ad that Frank Kern was running. This woman was very much looked like her, and she was in a red string bikini. And so, of course, Alex was very disturbed, upset, angry, not scared, but honestly, like when you feel violated like that, scared is probably an accurate emotion too. So she
This is the
posted,
thing that women are not like, like we feel this way all the time. We always feel like, are we in danger? Like, is this something like, am I being taken advantage? Yeah, there's this like undercurrent of like worry about this at all times. So women totally get it.
It's very relatable. If you're a woman, you understand this feeling. She went on her profiles and posted about it. And then a whole bunch of people started to talk about it, myself included. And then a couple hours later, maybe that night, Frank did a video and he walked through the AI tool that he built, the prompt that he used, showed everyone that he did not use her likeness, did not ask AI to reference her likeness, and then said that he was taking down the post. And man, oh man, did people take sides fast. And it went from like, everybody was like flabbergasted and aghast that something like this would happen, to major amounts of defending Frank Kern and then scathing rebuke on Alex. Like it was like a pendulum, right? Like it was crazy to watch. And there were a whole bunch of issues that like were swirling around this. There was the use of AI. There was the use of the female body, objectifying the female body to sell products. And then there was also this like polarization of like how the guys responded, how the girls responded. Do you do these things in private? Do you talk about them publicly? And the internet lit up for 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, my thing is more than 24 hours because I think it took some time to like, I think that people in Alex's world, it was fast, but then the Frank Kern world took maybe a couple more days. I think what added to it also, one piece that you left out is that he just was called out from a guy marketer for using his likeness on purpose, though. Like he had used
right.
Right. So he had used, and it wasn't AI. He actually used a real photo in his name and called out another copywriter and use it in an ad. So like that had just happened like the week before that or something. So it felt like, oh, he's done it again. So that added to, because the first time was definitely on purpose. He apologized, like whatever. Second time, we're like, he's done it again. So that like didn't help his case. But then he had, I think he even addressed in the video, like, these are separate. Yes, that one was my fault. This one wasn't my fault. But it's like, dude, it just happened, you know? So I think that added
Right.
to it for sure.
Well, I went and I posted a post on Facebook, I believe, or and Instagram, and I said, like I have issues with this. This just is like reeks of more bro marketing. I had probably, I mean, I watched Alex's video and I was like, yeah, it does look like you. And I had no reason to not believe her that of course that's what was happening. Once Frank put up his video, I amended my post because Frank didn't use her likeness. He just used a very gross prompt. But like my bigger issue was like, why are we using beautiful women in string bikinis to sell copywriting courses? I was like, this is just like bottom feeder behavior that we're having. And it's just like, I'm so over the bro marketers. Like, I thought like bro marketing was like out finally, and people realized
Yeah,
like
we
no one
got
likes
past
it.
that. We had
I'm like, are we
evolved, but
past
then we
this?
unevolved, you know?
And so I felt like I was like, no, my point still stands. Like if you're that uncreative, like that you just default to like, let me find a girl with good boobs and beautiful eyes and put her up so that I can sell a copywriting course, like so unoriginal. Like, come on.
Yeah, I
I
still find it a little weird because I mean, I don't think he did it on purpose, but it absolutely looked like her. And then I was kind of irritated that in his video, he was kind of basically saying, "Well, look, she looks like anyone. Like she just has brown hair and blue eyes. She looks like a dime a dozen kind of," is almost what he was like insinuating. Like versus obvious if it was me and it was purple hair, like it would be obvious me, or like
right.
you with blonde curly hair. Like it would have been very obvious. I think like he was almost saying she could be any brown-haired woman, you know, which I was kind of like, ew, I don't like that. But also, no, it actually really looked like her. Like I saw the eyebrows were not like they're like very specifically like kind of curved, and then the hairline was exact. So like I don't know that AI didn't see AI woman brown hair. Like I mean
It
copywriting
was
like
totally reasonable for Alex to think that that was her. Like it
yes,
looked,
100%. Like
yeah.
so much to the point where she said several people said you're being used. So if so like I wish he would have owned up to the fact that it actually did look like her and just because he was like, look, it doesn't look like her. It just looks like some brown head. And I'm like, no, it looked like her. Like
Yeah.
you're like you can also agree it looks like her and just say I didn't do this on purpose. Did AI do this? Yes, maybe. Maybe it looked up the word
Exactly.
copywriting,
Yeah,
you
I
know, like
agree.
just like because I feel like that would have been a little more honest other than like basically saying she looks like everyone. Like that because that was like not
Well,
that wasn't it, you know?
I mean, I felt for her because I was like, man, now the whole internet is discussing her appearance. Like and some people were like, well, she brought it on herself. She should have answered this privately.
She
You
asked
know,
for it. Okay, sure,
sh
buddy. Like what?
yeah, I know. I know. It's like the don't wear the mini skirt if you don't want guys to flirt with you thing. Like, oh my
Oh,
God.
gross.
Well, so the funny thing is when I posted and I was talking about the objectification of women, which this absolutely brought this up. There was a guy on the post that basically on my post that went to my profile, looked for a picture of me using my body in quotes to solicit attention, and he found a picture of me where like the button was like slightly undone, and he was like, "Well,
Like
what do you?"
so slightly.
Yeah,
Like he was reaching so bad. I couldn't even breathe when I read that. I was just
and
like,
he was like, "Well, what do you make of this picture?" And I was like, "Are you for real right now? Like you had to go look for like some smidgen of my boobs somewhere to like do a big whataboutism?" I was like, "This is everything
yeah, I
that's
think your
wrong."
neck was showing. Like it's like, come on, dude. Yeah, that one was next level like craziness, like for
Okay,
sure.
one thing that I don't like what happened. So there were people whenever you make a post, right? So Alex makes a post and her post stands. But then she was getting blamed for what everyone else was saying in response to her post because there was some guy who
Right.
started threatening Frank's wife and children, which is totally out of line. But like they were blaming Alex for that. I'm like, no, that's some dimwat on her comments. Like
Yeah.
that's not what she said. And they were
Yeah.
like, look, he should sue
Look what she started.
look at what
Yeah.
she started. Look at what
It's
she
all
did,
her fault.
all her fault. And then And then the backlash that came back after, where people were defending Frank, like, no offense, you guys, but like when you look at the power dynamic of these two individuals, like Frank is clearly more well known, like than Alex, and like he doesn't need to be coddled. It was like they all jumped on the bandwagon. I felt so bad for her. I was like, man, she totally has every right to be upset. She did say she believed Frank that like he didn't do it. He came, but like he still used some gross prompt to sell a copywriting course with a woman in a red bikini. Like that is not an admirable thing. And I don't know, the whole thing just made me not like men very much,
Well, it's
if I'm being
weird that when
honest.
this stuff happens, that it turns into a complete character analysis and or assassination. Like, why is it that even if Frank did it on purpose, like, can he just make a mistake and we talk about the mistake and that sucks without saying like why does it have to be a villain and like it's just it's like cool, that's wrong, and then that's it. It doesn't like erase all of the good that Frank's done, all of the teaching he's done over whatever, 20 plus years. Like that
Yeah.
doesn't change it, but he can also make a mistake and do something wrong and not like do something right. Like we can like look at it without like he is a bad person. Like why is it so black and white? Because if people were like defending him, Frank's a good dude. Well, cool. He could be a good dude and still do a douchey thing and have, like AI bikini. Like those things aren't like mutually
Really
exclusive.
exclusive. Yeah.
And same with her. She can call this out because she was actually wronged, whether it was purposely or not, and not be a like a hater and a this and that and like rebel rouser. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know. People are just so simple in their analyses, I
I
guess.
know. I know. And it's expected, I guess. Like, I guess it is just the way of things. And the good news is that, it's been a couple days. By the time this podcast episode comes out, it'll be completely old news. And the internet has a very short attention span, and people love to rage bait. But I think that we are reckoning with a new level of invasion with AI that is hard to grapple with. Do you remember when Steve Larson wrote an email and it was like a pretend story, but in the story it was a girl with curly blonde hair that really
Oh
liked
yeah,
beautiful
and it sounded
funnels.
exactly like you.
Yeah, and and I was like the idiot in the story, and I
Yeah,
remember feeling like, dude, like you're talking about me, but he was like trying to
without
cover his
yeah,
butt, and so I like remembered that when I saw this stuff with Alex. I'm like, whether Frank meant to do it or not, right? And he didn't, I guess, like some people, I had people in my DMs that were like, no, he did, he's lying, and I don't know, whatever. Let's just
yeah.
assume the best for a second and say he didn't. That was still a really impactful situation for her. And I think that for anyone who has a voice and is on the internet a lot, like AI can use your likeness, like AI can use your voice, AI can use your intellectual property. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I think it was a good lesson, and I think it's worth talking about, even if we're, I hope it doesn't seem like we're just like gossiping about it. Like we're actually trying to find the lesson in it. I think there's lessons on like, just the the nature of the internet. Like some people are just you do one little thing, and you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, kind of thing. But also just how people are so quick to just flip and go after people and say rude things. Like it happens to everybody, I think, at every level. And we just kind of have to take that with a grain of salt. It doesn't take you down, doesn't take you out. I mean, there were some people that were saying, "Oh, this is only going to make Frank bigger." So I don't know why, now he's in my feed and now like, and all this stuff. Good job, Frank, for getting back in my feed. Like what? But like no, I don't know. But I also think that
Marketers are
what's fascinating, one thing that I was thinking about that's kind of secondary, and maybe we have to do a whole podcast on it, but just this idea of like the OG digital marketers, the ones who like paved the way for basically all of us. We can't
Mhm.
like ignore that. Like a lot of these names, some of them I've heard, some of them I haven't because I got in, midway. I didn't
Yeah.
start, in the early 2000s or anything like that. So like, but like these greats and like people and like how do they navigate the future? Because I thought it was kind of interesting. Like he's been through his share of all kinds of stuff over the
Mhm.
years. He's been probably canceled a few times, right? And he has to kind of navigate, even like just getting sued by the feds. You know what I mean? Like he had a whole thing with
Yeah.
that. But just navigating like over time, what does this look like? Because it made me start to think, well, what is it going to look like? In our, 15 years time, 20 years time, like where are we going to be at and how are we going to be like, navigating these things? And are we even still going to be around? So like, I don't know. It was just interesting thinking about the whole legacy marketing and kind of what you're talking about, bro marketing versus like what's happening today and how, because like, yeah, with the bikini thing, I kept thinking, gosh, that was so like ancient and dinosaur. But if he's still using it, knowing AI, like it's kind of interesting. Like, well, maybe people haven't changed as much. Like, do the old rules still apply? Like, I started thinking about this whole just legacy marketing thing versus now and how it's going to change. And interesting that he chose something that's like the as old as time, and now he's using AI to still do it. I don't know. It was a whole interesting conversation. So I think anytime we see stuff like this, we should be thinking like, what does this mean? What can we learn from this? More than just, don't post stuff like that on the internet or whatever,
Well, a lot of people were like, sex sells, so just use it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, if we're still there, if we're still there. Like, I just want to. I'm
Yeah,
like so. I'm so.
the prompt was like a super sexy flowing brown hair with bright blue eye. I was like, ew, just the prompt alone.
Just
I
the
was like,
prompt. I mean, it's because it's like whatever people say in public, there's way more they think in private, right? And to me, it's like if you're just like totally comfortable with like, you know, imagining some lustful female to sell a copywriting course, like I don't even want to know what your private life looks like. Like just I just want to walk away from the male species, which is not fair because there's plenty of good men out there. But I was like, I don't know, maybe it's my age or something that I
yeah.
just like have had enough of this nonsense. But I do want to say I saw something on X. Sam Altman, who's the founder of OpenAI, ChatGPT, he was talking about how eventually AI is going to be like a utility, similar to how like electricity and water are, and how like we'll all pay for AI the way that we pay for water and electricity in our homes. And the visceral reaction in the comments was like, so hang on a second. You and all your tech bros mined the entire internet of all human intelligence that we all put in, and now you're packaging it up and selling it back to us. Like it felt like, I mean, I've known that AI has like scraped the internet and all of human intelligence, but like that feeling of like it's going to get sold back to us, we're going to get addicted to AI, we're going to get dumber because of AI, and then we're going to have to pay for AI that we had a hand in developing. I just like the rage that I felt was like the first time I've really felt it in looking at the future about AI, taking all of our stuff and serving it back to us for money.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of there's this whole like conspiracy theory about like there's some scientists that were like murdered or something recently. I don't know if you know about this. And
No, I
they
don't.
and they were saying that they were like figuring out cold fusion, like free energy, and that
Oh.
like all this stuff. So it
Oh,
makes
I did. Oh, yes, I knew. I've
yes.
heard this
Yes.
theory. Yes.
So it's like, oh, whoever like it can make free internet or free water or free energy or free AI, like is going to be like enemy of the state, but free AI meaning free information, right? So it is interesting. It makes me think about that of like, okay, now they're like anything can be monetized. Let's monetize it, right? Like
Yeah.
even when was free and now it's not free anymore, and let's like, air
Well,
eventually,
the whole other side, and we're going to wrap this podcast up before we go down a different rabbit hole, but the whole other side is that actually AI financially is in a bubble. Like it cannot, the amount of money we're investing into these data centers and compute to fund the AI, like we will never make, like they'll never make that money back because there's just not enough people paying the subscriptions. And
Oh wow.
so some people are actually saying AI is going to get much more expensive. Some people are saying it's going to actually be a financial crash worse than 2008 because these data centers only last for a couple years. In fact, I was listening to a podcast where someone said the last time that every time that America would create infrastructure like highways or the railroad, it would bankrupt itself because the amount of money that it would cost. And so we're doing that now with all these data centers, all this compute, but it's never going to make the money back. So they're suggesting that there's going to be a financial crisis. And it's just like the irony is like all the AI bros are like, well, we have to monetize this. We have to make more money because otherwise we're going to crash and burn. It's just, we live in the weirdest timeline ever.
I know.
Does everybody feel that way? I feel like we really like, anyway, I don't know.
I understand the nostalgia for the 90s now. I'm
Yeah,
finally
exactly.
getting like, a simpler time when we came home when the street lights came on,
I
like,
know.
and we weren't like, accessible by cell phones. Like, so maybe we'll have a resurgence of that, and hopefully not with marketing though. Hopefully what we won't, we're not going backwards to bikini marketing
Yeah.
and,
Good luck. Good luck figuring out a title for this podcast episode, Kath.
we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll use some AI to help me, since
All right, guys. Well,
since I can't use my own brain.
as always, if there's a topic you want us to talk about, please let us know in our Instagram DMs at Funnel Gorgeous, and we will talk to you soon.
Hey, gorgeous. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. And if you're thinking, okay, but what now? We've got you. So just for listening today, we want to give you a gift. Head over to learngorgeous.com. We're going to grab some free resources, free trainings, this month's specials, and everything you need to keep going. Until next time, make it gorgeous.